Hey everybody, it is Lynx Savage here with Lynx's Big Adventure. And the next step on this big adventure is to go over the Smith & Wesson Shield as a newbie. Alright, so when I first informed a lot of my friends, and what's funny is that most of my friends are straight, believe it or not, when I informed my friends that I was going to go on ahead, bite the bullet, so to speak, and get my license to carry, I asked for some suggestions as to what they think or what they thought would be a great first gun. Now, most of my friends are also super liberal. Once again, remember, I'm not a liberal and I'm not a conservative. I'm neither. I don't play those stupid games. But a lot of them, I was really kind of in the thing. I thought a lot of my liberal friends were just going to think I was insane. I knew that my conservative friends were going to be on board. Didn't worry about that. But I kind of had a feeling that there were people who owned guns that I did not know owned guns. So I just put it out there in social media and asked. And I was pleasantly surprised by who owned a gun, who was pro-gun, and who wasn't. It was a shocking experience. But the most common things said to me when I asked what was a good carry gun, I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing, what should I get? Smith & Wesson Shield. This kept coming up over and over and over again. The Smith & Wesson Shield. Get a Smith & Wesson Shield. Not a bodyguard, not a Glock. I live in Massachusetts, it's kind of hard to get a Glock here. But the Smith & Wesson Shield. So, I did. And here's what's funny. I think I'm going to start with my experience shooting it first. I took both this and my VP9 to the range to shoot because, you got to know how your gun handles. It's folly otherwise, and you should be training. If you're not training, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're also doing other people around you a disservice. Definitely get some fucking training, okay? It's not awful. Believe it or not, most gun people are more than happy with, because I get it. A lot of us who are gay, we don't want to go to a gun range and be surrounded by, a bunch of people who think we're wrong or think we're bad, or, we don't want to go somewhere where we feel like we don't belong, and we don't want to have to deal with the shit that we fight to not deal with, right? But I will tell you firsthand that a lot of gun people are on board with gays protecting themselves, are willing to help you learn. Pardon me, I'm getting ready to cough. They're willing to help you learn. They want you at the range. Much like what I found out with my car group, they don't care that you're gay. They care to the extent of, well, you probably should be protecting yourself, but to them it's not a thing. They would love to see more gay people doing this because the reality is protection. And we are a targeted group. And as a targeted group, we should be protecting ourselves. So that said, yes, I took this to the range, and I actually have a good time at the range as long as I don't talk politics. If I don't talk politics, I always have a good time at the range. So I took this to the range with my VP9, and I shot the VP9 first. I was a little scared to shoot this, and I'll tell you why. It's not that heavy, and it's kind of small. And I was afraid of recoil management. Like, is this going to beat the hell out of me to shoot? And let me tell you, it doesn't. Scared the shit out of me the first time because there was literal muzzle flash. Like with the VP9, I didn't see any muzzle flash. With this, I saw muzzle flash. And I was just kind of like, holy shit, this is right here in my face. I was more accurate with this gun. I was more accurate with this gun than I was with the VP9, even though I was more comfortable shooting the VP9. Ain't that some shit? Weird. And we're talking left and right-handed shooting this gun. I was more accurate. So let's go on ahead and talk about it. There's really nothing about this gun that is insanely different than any other kind of striker fire, polymer handgun, really. you have your round indicator right there. So if you look into that black hole, you can tell if there's a round in there or not by looking at the round indicator. The sights are just regular old white sights. That front sight, believe it or not, is bright enough. I knew that I was going to need a bright sight because, I don't know, I'm freaking blind maybe, but I definitely knew I was going to need a bright sight, something that was going to catch my eye. And being left eye dominant, when shooting this with the right hand, I need to be able to find that front sight and find it quickly. And I can with this. I can find it very quickly. It comes with 2 different magazines. One is a 7-round, one is an 8-round. So we're looking at 8+1 or 7+1 for a total of 9 or 8 rounds per gun. Per magazine or whatever. So with the extended clip, I keep calling them clips. Damn it. With the extended magazine, and hey, say what you want. I'm new, and at least I catch it, and I correct myself. You have to give me bonuses for that. Anyway, it has of course, safety, manual safety. I kind of think these are redundant. I mean, there's nothing wrong about having, redundant safety, but if you're not practicing in terms of drawing your gun and switching off that safety, yeah, you're going to forget that it's on. I forgot that my safety was on when I got to the range, went to go shoot, and nothing happened. You will forget that it's on. So, safety off, round in the chamber. As with most other polymer striker fire guns, they have built-in safeties. And the most important safety is the one in between your freaking ears. So, use your brain. Use your brain. You see this finger? When you go to pull this out, this finger stays straight. Straight. I know, we're gay. We don't know much about straight. This finger needs to be as heterosexual as possible. Straight, straight, straight. All right? With this, and its internal normal safeties that it comes with, and the safety in between your ears, carrying with the round in the chamber with this safety on is stupid. It's stupid. Just leave the damn safety off. And of course you have your takedown lever, and now, from what I understand, this is not a slide release, but a slide catch. So once everything is out, it stays like that. This gun is capable of shooting without a magazine. So keep that in mind. See, no magazine, and so it is capable of shooting without the magazine in it, so keep that in mind. I know there are some guns that don't, whatever. I can tell you that the back grips are fine. I found it a little, because it's a very thin gun. So as you see, my hands, I'm always more comfortable having something to put my pinky on, but I'm also understanding that my pinky is my detriment right now. So I'm probably going to start practicing with the flush mount magazine, so that way I am forced to not use my pinky. But otherwise, I was more accurate with this gun. I can tell you that the trigger is okay. Okay? It's not the super heavy Massachusetts trigger. It's not, thankfully. It's fairly light. It's a 5-pound trigger, which I think is pretty good. And if we look at the travel, you have that much slack. That much slack, break. Again, no over travel after the break. And it also has a very audible reset. Well, audible enough for me, goddammit. It's an audible reset, but you also feel it. So the takedown of the gun is actually pretty simple. Takedown is no different than with anything else, frankly. So, got your slide back, bring this down, you remove your magazine, bring down the lever. After you bring down the lever, now, I know that the manual says that you don't have to pull the trigger in order to get this field stripped, but I'm finding that to not be true. I have to pull the trigger in order to field strip it. So I don't know if the if I don't know if the manual is wrong or if this is the type of thing where you just have to shoot it a lot beforehand. Because I can tell you that I put about 80 rounds through the VP9 and I put about 20 rounds through the Smith & Wesson, and I still have to actuate that trigger in order to get my slide off for takedown. So I don't know if that's just a typo or whatever, but it's no different than taking down from than the takedown of any other thing. Quite frankly, I mean, it's no different than the takedown on a Glock or whatever else. I mean, yes, minor differences, but what I mean by no different, I mean it's simple. It is simple. Move a piece and slide the damn thing off. It's not that hard. So cleaning this is fairly simple. I haven't done anything to it because I'm new. I want to know this gun as it stands directly from the factory, not with my doing a bunch of cool, crazy things to it or whatever. All in all, though, I would say this is a great gun. I couldn't believe that my accuracy was better with this gun than it was with the VP9. But I think a lot of that speaks to my lack of experience in shooting. Otherwise, it's inexpensive, relatively speaking. It is an inexpensive gun. I think this one only cost me about $300. And for $300 to get something like this, trigger's great. I have no malfunctions or anything with the ammo when I was shooting it. Not like I shot 1,000 rounds through it to find out, but the Pro Series we don't get here in Massachusetts. I wish we could, but we don't get them here. And the Attorney General is busy losing her shit over nothing and making her own versions of laws. So for all we know, we might be stuck with sticks and stones shortly. But if you're looking for a great gun to carry, this is it. I carry it every single day. It's not too heavy. It's not uncomfortable to carry. It's not unsightly. It's for all the reasons why people would not carry every day. Oh, my gun's too heavy. Oh, it pinches my ass. Oh, my gun calls me a squealing whore. This does none of it. It does none of it. It's actually a very easy gun to carry. It's small, it's lightweight, goes right inside the waistband, very thin, very thin. It's single stack. If you want to see that, compare that to that. Exactly. Very thin. It's it puts twinks to shame. It's very thin. Very light, very easy to use, very easy to control. I absolutely love this gun. I can't wait to get it back out to the range. My plan is to try to get out to the range once a week at the very least. I would like to participate in some shooting competitions, and I'd like to get good enough to do so. So, yeah, I'm going to probably be at the range quite a bit. I'm going to try to get some range videos if I can. The main problem is that I need a sponsor in order to become a member at the range that's closest to me. So I'm working on that with my instructor who is a member over there. But if I want to go to the range, I basically have to go with him, or my friend TiVo, I have to go with him. I don't really have my own way. So we will also, maybe that'll be another video where I talk about getting my ass to the range on my own. Until next time, guys, this is Lynx Savage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, come back, and as per usual, armed gays don't get bashed.